Hello, everybody. Welcome to Iggy the Man, episode 3. Thank you for another day to be able to do this. Those of you that haven't tuned in, it's your first time seeing what I'm about. This is the ultimate safe space where you speak your mind and you get to question other people's minds. And at the end of the day, you don't like it, just go ahead and walk out the door. So let's get rolling. We have another great show. A lot of local events, local things that are happening in Austin. And like always, we'll try to end it in a beautiful, sweet note. So let's get going. All right. I want to give you a little introduction. This is my friend today. She doesn't want to be named. She's just here for production value. So you don't have to look at my ugly mug, and you can look at not only Sophia's pretty face, but look at a beautiful lady. So first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be about Austin's $104 million construction of a roadway, pedestrian roadway. It's going to be right over I-35, and is supposed to alleviate a lot of the traffic because if anybody has ever walked from Rainey to the east side or vice versa, it is the smallest little sidewalk. Also helps out getting rid of some of these unhoused. They just tend to camp there. Because nobody wants to walk on a little sidewalk when you got a bunch of crazies like right next to you. So I'm going to play a quick clip by KXANN, local segment regarding explaining what the construction is about. And obviously, like always, I'm going to pause whenever I need to give you my 2 points.
After a big vote today, the Austin City Council is moving forward with a plan to build parks and plazas over a revamped I-35. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jennifer Sanders.
And I'm Daniel Muddy. The City Council members today decided how much money to commit to TxDOT initially to build the elements needed to connect East and West Austin near downtown. KXAN's Grace Reeder has been following this all week long and joins us live now from City Hall. Grace.
See, I can tell you right now, the way Grace looks, she's not going to give me any good news. She got them glasses. She's going to have an attitude probably while she reads this instead of just smiling. Ugh, don't get me started about this.
Yeah, this is the most divided that I have seen Austin City Council, but ultimately it was 104.
See, Grace already started with division. Why she got to start with division and be like, hey, this is an upgrade for the city. This is going to be great for pedestrians. Nope, division. God, I hate it.
$104 million that got the votes here. That $104 million will go to buy the support structures for 3 caps downtown. One at Cesar Chavez to 4th Street, another from 4th to 7th Streets, and a third from 11th to 12th Streets. Along with that, the city agreed on 2 stitches in North Austin, which are basically caps but smaller. So what does that all mean for you? This project has many years to go, but eventually...
I'll tell you what it means. It means higher taxes and more BS by the city. That's what that means. More money out of your pocket. As long as they deal with the unhoused people, man. Like, why am I paying for all these fundings if they're just going to camp out on some of this development? It's ridiculous.
5 decks over I-35 that have parks and plazas on them. This was the more expensive of the 2 resolutions that council ended up debating in the end after working through many variations this week.
Compromise is never easy, and it's never everything you want, but that's the...
See, I already don't trust that guy. Look at that face, bro. Come on now. Look, the glasses already don't. No, he's smiling too much because you could tell he's going to be taxing us, man.
We worked with our colleagues and with the community and ultimately found a solution that 8 of us could support. And I couldn't be more excited to see what the future of this holds.
2 council members, Krista Lane and Mark Duchin.
You know damn well he's not going to be using any of those pedestrian bridges because, he doesn't strike me as the type. A lot of these politicians don't ever walk around Austin. They live in gated communities, and they have all these glamour projects that, they make the city look nice, but, maintenance is going to be very important because they're going to spend all this money. Then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing the homeless again, and there's nothing worse than when my taxes go up to develop some vanity projects, ideally for the betterment of pedestrian walkways. But if I have to go watch a guy banging out some fentanyl, it doesn't really make me feel comfortable in paying my taxes.
voted no. Mike Siegel abstained. All of them shared concern about the city picking up the check on this. And a reminder, this only covers the cost of roadway elements, so the support beams that hold these covers up. The city still has time to figure out how they're going to fund the actual caps that go on top of them. That decision has been booted down the line to November of 2026. Reporting live from City Hall, I'm Grace Reeder. Back to you.
All right, Grace, thank you very much. And for some insight into other Texas highway projects similar to Austin's, Harris County Precinct Number 4 has secured a $2 million federal grant to fund.
We don't care about Harris County, man. That shit don't affect us. Whatever. Interesting fact about Austin. They're trying to create a walkable city. There's a big reason on why you don't see public parkings. A lot of multi-story public parking. City of Austin doesn't want you driving in. They want you to just Uber from wherever the heck you go to. It's a party city. Gets a little reckless sometimes. Do Uber. Spending that extra $80 to go home, even if it's $50 on the way here and then $80 on the way home, because of course they're gonna tax you when you're trying to go home at the same time everybody's trying to go home. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive around Austin. The cops here have zero tolerance. They're going to, breathalyze you every single time they pull you over. I don't mind some of these pedestrian projects. I think it's a great idea. Nobody wants to deal with cars driving past you all recklessly. I think it's a good idea if they're able to maintain them, because I think maintenance is going to be the hardest thing. If you ever drive through Austin, you see the double-decker freeways. That was their solution, or Band-Aid to the traffic problem, which is we'll just double-stack vehicles. So it's double the traffic, which I think is ridiculous. But yeah, Austin's going to be a walkable city. So, if you're overweight, Austin's probably not the city for you. If you're trying to lose weight, it's probably the city for you. And if you're already a healthy person, it's definitely going to be the city for you. Austin has a lot of young people, tech, films coming in hot. So, yeah, great city. They're building a lot of stuff here. Our taxes are going to definitely go higher, which is ridiculous. And I keep talking about taxes because I hate taxes. But, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see if they stay on top of the building. These projects sometimes go over budget. But I know for a fact the city of Austin had somewhere around $1 billion to go spend on, whatever they want to spend the money on. But again, local representation is what's most important. Everybody worries about presidential and stuff, and then they give no mind about the local representation of their local leadership. So just stay on top of it. It's your tax money, and you want to know where it's going to. So, but yeah, so if you want to be in a walkable city, come to Austin. Great city to do all the outdoor stuff. So. Great. Excellent. Well, next topic today is going to be some of one of our most cherished natural resources here in Austin, which is the Greenbelt. Austin has, I believe, 4, maybe even 5 designated Greenbelt areas. That's one of the things that drew a lot of these tech industries here. Everybody likes nature, especially if you're fit and you want to be healthy. But when I first came to Austin in 14 years ago, it was right before the boom of tech. And the place I'm about to show you, the video is by Ruben S. And it's his hike at Sculpture Falls that I know very well. And when I first came to Austin, Sculpture Falls used to have water all the way down to about July and August. By then, it'd be, your beautiful, awesome 3-digit inferno weather that Texas is known for. But I have a small little excerpt of his clip of showing of what this is from 4 years ago. And this is what it would look like back whenever the Greenbelt had water or had water running. So I'll play real quick for you. Take a quick look and enjoy how beautiful some of these beautiful areas that Austin has. Look at that. So it says this is Sculpture Falls. Actually, I think this is Lost Creek. Very deep, right wherever that water is. Big drop off. Yeah, I know this very well, man. A lot of memories when I first moved to Austin before, the mass boom. I think back then, see how beautiful. So I think back then Austin's population was maybe around 500,000, and a lot of the water consumption was, in my opinion, was already tapped out, or not tapped out, but it was already in like dire strain. And like I said, they used to have certain parts of this path will have deep areas you could like rope swing. It'd be amazing. You could meet all sorts of people here. And again, the Austin that I'm telling you about 14 years ago. I always tell people I remember the old Austin when the homeless weren't threatening, and you would still see barefooted hippies walking around, telling you to share your things because they didn't have anything. But I like that Austin. I miss that Austin. Definitely with tech, we got some benefits like a lot of employment, even though it's on a downturn now. But when it comes to these natural resources, man, take care of them. Not a lot of cities have them, so we're very lucky to be able to have these. Make sure whatever you bring in there, you take with you. Your best chance now, if you want to hike in the Greenbelt, obviously, and be able to swim, it's going to be in the warmer months. And now, because of so many people living here, it's going to be right after a major rain. Not so long ago we had severe flooding here that Belverde, I can't remember the name of the town, that had like all girls camping. They lost, I think it was like 15 people died because of the flooding. Think about flash floods here in Austin or in Texas, really. They don't joke around. If you've ever been in desert area and they say flash flood, get to higher ground. It's no joke. By the time you try to figure out what to do, in these last floods, I think like 5 months ago, maybe, I think the water went up around 25 feet in a matter of 45 minutes. Just do that math. That math is absolutely outrageous. But, that's the thing about nature. Never challenge nature. Nature's always going to win. But going back to the Greenbelt, take advantage of it. It's here for you. Beauty about Austin is that they've pledged not to ever develop the Greenbelt. So it's always going to have that very like raw nature feeling when you go out there. A lot of it, you don't even get cell phone signal, which is, at least for me, I think it's nice in an ever more tech era. You're able to disconnect. Make sure you take time to disconnect, and you can actually, it's a reset, We all need a little reset from time to time, and I think nature is the best way where you can get a reset from yourself, from your problems and what's going on in your life. Best remedy for depression is just to get out in the wilderness and be you with your thoughts, or even if you go with friends, just to enjoy yourself and, realize like what life is about, which is just, All right, and because it wouldn't be Iggy the Man show without, showing you a little bit of the bad underbelly of Austin. But this is something that happened, I don't know, about a week ago. I think last week we had a gentleman. Sophia, stop looking at your pulse. God damn it. Sorry. I know. Good girl. Good girl. It was a deranged person, just like it always is. Somebody that doesn't care about human life, about their life, drug fueled. But I'm going to play this clip for you and we'll talk about it.
At that moment, I just knew I was shot. I didn't know where I was shot. I knew I was shot.
APD responding in full force on Saturday to the Austin Central Library to reports of a shooting. Court records say a video shows a man fleeing from the bathroom just moments after a shot sounded out.
I had my whole day planned out, just gonna go to the library, do my schoolwork, and then go take a hike.
Nicholas Berry is the victim in that shooting. He says he was visiting from Waco for a day trip and decided to stop by the library to brush up on some studying.
Yo, that library is really awesome, though. If you've never been to the Austin Library, don't let this scare you. This is like the first time this ever happened. But the downtown library, it's phenomenal. Multiple stories. It's got a rooftop, like where you can like hang out and look at the whole city. Very nice.
There, he made a stop in the 6th floor bathroom.
And there was a gentleman in a back stall standing up on top of the toilet. And as he's standing up on top of the toilet, all you can see is just like his head part.
Barry says he made his way to the urinal next to the stall that man was in before seeing something pointed at him from over the top of the stall. Then he heard a bang.
So I looked down, and then the blood just splattered up to my face. So I knew something's wrong. So boom, I just remember just running out.
Once out of the bathroom, Barry began warning others of the threat.
And like, this is not no trick or treat. Like, this is not no Halloween. I'm not playing with you guys. Like,
no trick or treat, no Halloween. Shout out to Barry for making his interview be enjoyable.
he just shot me for no particular reason.
Barry eventually made his way down to the main floor where he was transported to a local hospital for treatment, but he wasn't the suspect's first victim that day. The suspect has been identified as 55-year-old Harold Keene. Court records show that earlier in the day at around 1:30 in the morning, Keene was on a Cat Metro bus when he pointed a gun at a woman and a small girl before one witness.
Interesting fact, too, that degenerate, apparently his girlfriend was the bus driver. So whenever people were complaining about him, I would assume the bus driver probably ignored a little bit of it since it was her partner.
Witness says he ate what appeared to be a bag of meth. When that witness asked for the bus to stop, Keene said he then pointed the gun at him, shooting him once and grazing his hip. Keene then fled the scene before making his way to the Central Austin Library later that day, where the second shooting took place.
Keene is a straight menace. These are the type of people that, a big problem we have in Austin is not a big problem with the people, but too much liberalism, man. Like too many liberals that they just want to be like, oh, let's not put them in jail. We're creating a bigger problem by giving them criminal records. I know for a fact that guy already had like priors and he had been in and out of jail multiple times. At some point, you're like, bro, you're a habitual like criminal, especially with aggravated crimes. If you commit aggravated crimes, like you have to do a little time because come on, bro, like we don't need you in normal society. You're already not operating in that bandwidth. So like, we gotta stop just thinking with our feelings. Like I talked about on my previous episode.
My knuckle and into my thigh and out my thigh.
Barry is now receiving care at Del Seaton Hospital. He has non-life-threatening injuries, but says it'll be a long path to recovery.
I'm not going to tell what the doctors are saying, but I'm definitely going to have some trouble, for the rest of my life. And I'm not okay with it, but I'm dealing with it.
And when it comes to Keene's future, Barry believes his serious mental health issues need to be addressed.
But he clearly needs some kind
I can't even have Barry giving his opinion about mental health. Yo, everybody has mental health issues. Okay. To just use that as a pretext, not to really enforce rule of law. Again, this is the whole feeling thing. Like, I get it. You have mental issues, but the problem is that we allow these people not to get convictions on their promises that they're going to seek help, but they never seek help because they never show up to the services that are given to them. City of Austin has a lot of services. The problem is that when you're eating meth, you're probably beyond helping. Okay? Probably need a detox. And it's probably going to be, this is a big conversation or a deep conversation regarding involuntary commitment. The only way to treat some of these mentally unstable people is by doing involuntary commitment. And it kind of stinks in a way because, we don't want to make people do things that they don't want to do. But when you're a liability for the rest of people, like a lot of the unhoused people are they better off running the streets at 2, 3 a.m. on a drug fuel insanity? Or are they better off being kept somewhere until the morning? At least you give them a chance to sober up. And sadly, a lot of times that opportunity they get just to sober up is going to be, in jail, just to be kept there overnight because, you're intoxicated. You're a problem to the community. So this is a great example of that. Austin comes, big cities. When you become a big city like Austin has in the last 8 years, you're going to have big city problems. One of them is going to be large drug consumption, whether it's recreational for people that can handle the drug consumption or people that are just off the beaten path and are just a threat to the community. So hopefully, I hope he makes a speedy recovery because he did the right thing coming out and letting people know instead of just running away screaming and, crying. Because, I don't know about you, but I don't know how I would feel if I got grazed by a bullet. I'd probably be mad and retaliate, but that's just me saying that. So, but yeah, good job for that young man to actually step up and warn everybody, get everybody out of there. He probably saved some lives. So, I mean, I would have already walked out that restroom if I walked in and seen a guy just peeping over the stall standing on the damn toilet, especially looking as crazy as that guy looked. Nope, I don't want any part of it. I moved here from Houston, and I know what insanity looks like. So, and I know what a threat looks like. So stay safe out there, especially on these streets. So, yeah. All right, guys, and because I always want to end this show in a positive note, where there's going to be some funny video or introducing somebody new, or it's always going to be some sort of positive note, I'm going to play a quick clip. This is just, we're still on Halloween. Right now is October 29th. So, yeah, here's the clip. Yo, I don't know what they had to offer these dogs to sit still like this. I know they had to have been walked. Obviously, those dogs are homies. But, yeah. I don't know which one's my favorite. I think the Labrador is my favorite. He looks the most angriest about it. So, yeah. So, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me for another episode. Thinking about doing a live streaming, my first live streaming Halloween night tomorrow. So we'll see. So, but thank you again for coming to Iggy the Man. I wish you guys the best and safest of Halloween. And like I always say, just, take care.